I've always been a firm believer that your life is defined by the people around you and the experiences that you have with those people. And to me, that's really what makes my time at Iona so eventful. And the memories and the people that I will remember for the rest of my life, it's all come through Iona. It's all come through the Mass Comm department. I think more than anything, when we're all sitting down 10 years from now, the memories you built here, the people that you met here, you will never forget. You're going to remember the little things. You're going to remember the big things. But it's having those memories. It's not something that everyone has. I think sometimes we get so wrapped up in our lives that we forget about the people. And when you've built such close relationships with people, that's something you have unique to yourself that other people just don't have. And I consider myself the luckiest person because I built friendships that I know that no one else has. Rob Buncardo, him and I on the sports vault, the way we started things, carrying that over 4 years. I think that's one of my proudest things to say is that me and Rob were able to do our show every single year we were here at Iona. I don't think there's anyone else who could say they stuck with one partner all 4 years. You go to Ian Sachs. I really had never been a TV guy, but then being around Ian, him and I both covering the New York football teams, him and I being at Iona games, being at the Westchester Knicks, you spend time with these people, and time is so precious, but you build friendships with these people. You build memories that last a lifetime. I go to my time running WICR with Chelsea Harris and with Spring Gonzalez. Again, memories that will last a lifetime. Armand Medeo, Ben Vasquez, Anthony Carl, people who've graduated who I still stay in touch with. It just means such an incredible, profound amount that you have surrounded yourself with all these people. And I think the one person who starts it all is Mike DeMurgis. And it's a special thing when you're able to acquire knowledge and then pass it off all onto people. And that's exactly what Mike has done. And it's not just a teaching standpoint. You really know when you have a special person in your life, when they go beyond the classroom, when they're there for you at a birthday party, when they're giving you advice about life. That's a special thing that not everyone has in their heart to do, but that's something that Mike is always one of the most humble people, and it's something he doesn't always admit, but he has a special place in his heart for us, and we all have a special place in our heart for him, and it's something we will never forget. And I wish I could just sit here and thank every single person. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, but I think it's one of those things where you just sit back and years from now, you're going to be sitting down and thinking about your time here at Iona. And for me, it's been nothing but good memories, and it's something I'll remember for the rest of my life.
Was the president of ICTV when I didn't think I could handle all the responsibilities alongside being an RA, a mission trip leader for Nazareth Farm, being in the Edmund Rice Society, 5 classes, an internship. My schedule this year was absolutely insane, but if it wasn't my e-board and my advisors and my mentors and my professors here in the Mass Comm department, I don't really think I would have been able to get through it all. A couple shout outs, Professor Michael Litch, Professor Nadine Cosby, Professor Michael DeMurgis, and a few others. You really just believed in me, and I could not be any more grateful for that. These 4 years have been absolutely amazing. And to my e-board this year, Ian Sachs, Maral Kathwari, Gustavo Ramirez, Matthew Ricker, and Kayla Coughlin, you 5 amazing individuals are going to have such a bright future. And I believe in you just as you have believed in me. My greatest memory here at Iona College within the Mass Comm department was definitely meeting Kyle. It really wouldn't have lit a flame inside of me and sparked my heart just as it has if it wasn't for him. But just everyone that's involved with ICTV, the general members, the e-board people that have been in the past and are current and will be the future of ICTV, that I'm leaving it behind to, and the mentors, the advisors, Professor Nadine Cosby and Professor Litch. You really believed in us, and I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
All right, so coming into Iona, I always knew that I wanted to do radio, and I just didn't know how to get on the radio station. I was here freshman year, sophomore year, and I wasn't on WICR. And then I think it was my junior year that I registered for DeMurgis' radio production class, and that was it. I knew I had hit my stride because I joined the class, and it was in the class we had gotten all these assignments, we had gotten to editing, we had gotten to do all these assignments, and I knew that I was doing the right thing. And then we had an assignment, we had to make our own radio show on WICR, and I had created the Midday Mess, and I found my co-host Paris, and we hit it off from there. We were friends before that, but he was as him being my co-host, I knew from there we were going to be great friends. Then from there, I met Spring Gonzalez, who she asked me to guest co-host the morning show with her. And from there, that day, we had great chemistry, and we hit it off as well, and I knew we were going to be the best of friends. So I just want to say thank you to Professor Michael Demergis. I want to say thank you to Spring Gonzalez, because without you guys, I don't know where I'd be with radio, you know, so thank you guys. I owe a lot to you. I also want to say thank you to the professors here in the Mass Comm department, because not only are you guys great professors, but you guys are extremely a great support system, so I appreciate you. Thank you.
So before I even decided about what college I wanted to go to, I applied to 15, which was an astronomical number. First student in my family, first child in my family to go to college. So my dad and I went a little nuts, and we had no idea where I was going to go. And I was fortunate enough to get into most of those schools. And I came to Iona, accepted Students Day, and I actually met Mike Demergis on that day. I don't know if he remembers me, and I'm going to guess he probably does not. But he toured me around the studio. He talked to me for like half an hour about what the school had to offer, and at that point I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to come here. Little did I know how big of an impact that would have. I've done so many things, and I owe it to the department really, and Mike Demergis especially. I've been able to have a radio show, which is with Pete Considori, which has been amazing. That guy's the man. I went to Citi Field, interviewed Micah Dyer, which was one of the coolest things ever. And Demergis trusted me with that, and that was my first interview, which was, it wasn't very good, so don't watch it, but it was still awesome nonetheless. And I've learned so many valuable things, and I just want to say thank you.
So what could I say? 4 years ago, I came in here. Must say I was a really shy kid, a kid who really wanted Mass Comm from high school, and was really scared to go on a camera, so you put two and two together, you're like, how's he gonna make it through? And through my freshman year with Professor Alexander I met my partner, Jersey Joe Archino, and we started our first radio show, and it was magnificent. We went 4 years, and I can never ask for a better partner than that. I also went through with my friend Ian Sachs, who I remember junior year freaking out, and what am I going to do? And Ian was always that person for me who could help me and teach me how to edit. And I have to thank him for that. I learned how to be in front of the camera. I learned how to gain courage and not be scared. And I would also like to thank Mike Demergis, because Mike believed in me from the start. One of my greatest memories, and I still hold it to this day in my email, was about my junior year, and I remember I had just started my own show, being my own host. Mike was telling me, you do a couple shows. And he texted me, great job with your on-air performance. And it's an email that I've never deleted, and I've looked at it at times because I hold it closely to my heart that he never gave up on me. He pushed me to my potential. And although my path isn't going to Mass Comm, it's going to business, if there's one thing I've learned here, it's never give up, strive for the best. Everybody here has helped me in a way, all my friends, and I cannot be thankful enough. You guys are great, my backbone. There when I have 1,000 questions or calling at midnight or some crazy thing. But thank you all, because you helped instill something in me that I could never have been thankful for enough. Thank you.
So I came in Iona College freshman year, not knowing what the heck I was going to take. I was thinking about going into computer science actually. And then a few of my friends, they went into mass communication. So I ended up joining them, and through that, I went to sophomore year, ended up taking college with my first professor. And then as it went on, I was like, wow, I really think I just messed up choosing the wrong major, actually, to be honest with you. I was not active in nothing at all. I didn't participate, I didn't do no camera work sophomore year at all, didn't go to games, didn't put myself out there, network myself and talk to people like that. And then junior year came and I'm like, wow, I really need to get more involved. So that's when I started talking to more people. I did a few basketball games here and there, and then that's when I ended up going on a show with Armand and Rob, which was actually my first experience going into radio. And once I did that, actually, I kind of knew what I wanted to do and go into. So then from there, I ended up taking radio production class, and I had my own radio show with my own friend Sean. And I knew this was what I wanted to do personally. But still, I thought, I didn't know where my life was going. I didn't know I don't know what was gonna happen when I was gonna graduate. I was scared, had no internships, no experience at all. And then I took the radio production class, and the mergers actually told me to apply for Sirius XM. And I'm thinking here, like, I really got no shot at Sirius XM applying or even like getting the job or landing an internship there. So I still applied and did it anyway. And then a few months later, actually, I remember I was downstairs in La Penta and I saw a New York from that 212 number call. I didn't know what it was. I just answered the phone, right? And then they called back and they told me I got the internship. And that was like the best moment that I ever heard being here, just receiving an internship for Sirius XM at Iona College. Like, I really didn't think I was going anywhere after that, but once I got that internship, like, it really just gave me more hope to make it in life. And just being in that internship and just doing everything there, like, it's just amazing. And I knew from there, like, my passion was to do and go into radio.
So about fall semester 2014, I walked into a class. There was like 5 of us, and it was supposed to be my broadcast journalism class, but there was only 5 of us, no professor. We're like, what's going on? Demur just walks in, and we'll just do a few things. He put me in front of a mic, and I was like, this is it. Oh, I'm crying. It's not fun. He put me in front of a mic, and he encouraged me to do SCR. A year and a half later, whew. A year and a half later, look where we are. I'm graduating. Oh God, no. A year later, I'm graduating. I'm graduating as the vice president of WICR. If it wasn't for you, I'm looking at you, because if it wasn't for you, I don't know what I'd do. I would probably be sitting on a couch eating potato chips, probably procrastinating more work. And if it wasn't for you pushing me, I don't think I would do half the things like I did, like interview Chris and stuff, go after those interviews and stuff. Yeah, I don't think I would have done it if it wasn't for you, because I probably would have just been slacking in the back of the classroom and probably goofing off and probably laughing at something and probably talking. But thank you for encouraging me to do SCR, because without that, I wouldn't be here today at all. My SCR fam, love you guys so much. You got me through the best of the best and the worst of the worst. I could turn to you guys for anything, and even though we're graduating, I'm gonna be harassing you guys every single day. Don't care. That group chat is never ending. I'll still be Snapchatting you guys every single morning, every day. But back on track without me crying. My favorite memory of WSCR and Mass Comm, definitely, there's like 2 memories that stand out to me the most. One was, like, I spoke about this on WSCR the other day, my interview with YouTuber Joe Santagato. Super last minute, it was just thrown together, and it was honestly like the moments like this that Iona College does prepare you for the real world, just to throw things together and prep you to do things in an hour or a day. And the conversation was flowing. Caitlin Finn, Funtime Finn was there. Tommy Clem was there. It's just the conversation in that interview I'll never forget that. And my next favorite memories are Radiothon with my WSCR fam. Last year, I came straight from work, 2 o'clock in the morning. We were just joking off Pete, Ansadori, Jersey, Rob, and we were just eating food and wings and just goofing off. I've been through 3 radiothons, and the funnest times. You talk about when we're in there for a long time. Nothing's off limits here at WSCR. 6 o'clock in the morning, nothing is off limits, and that's what just makes me that's what just makes them my family. Nothing's off limits with them. Yeah, we're censored, but at the end of the day, they're family, and without them, without Demerge, without radio, without WSCR, my college experience, it would be invaluable. So, peace out, Iona.
It made me embrace myself, because freshman year, intro to Mass Comm, I didn't have a radio show, but for that class, you look at PR, you look at advertisement. And then for radio, I went on, I talked, and Mike was there. He was like, yeah, you're kind of good at this. I'm like, thank you, but I didn't really apply to the show that year. So sophomore year, I met a guy named Anthony Carlo, baseball glove and white tee and all. That man came and he changed my aspect of radio. He made me take it serious, and he took himself serious, so we had that professional attitude towards it. He's now at News 12, he's doing his thing. And as his time as a student, watching him edit, do the shoots, go on scenes and stuff like that, it made me question my work ethic. If he's working that hard, why can't I? For radio itself and the department, you can't, the saying fake it till you make it doesn't apply here. I think that for me, for Mass Comm, they made me embrace myself. It's you make it in this industry. Yes, it's cool to have connections and all, but it's on you at the end of the day, and it just allowed me to embrace myself. So I thank Mass Comm for that, allowed me to be me. Family, so WICR is family to me. A group of people that I know where to go to for anything. And there's so different aspects of radio. We have entertainment with Chelsea and Roberto. We have sports with Joe, Ian, Rob. And the fact that Mass Comm allowed me to venture off. Coming into Iona, Mass Comm, camera. Oh, cool, I get to be in front of the camera. But this is my first time camera in 4 years. I'm behind the scenes now. I like that aspect. I like shooting stuff. And Mass Comm helped me with that. I shot for soccer. My work's been on ESPN3, the Westchester Knicks. That can be on my resume. And that's because of Mass Comm. And the fact that the Mass Comm family, I've been late nights editing with these guys. I've been on Madison Square Garden with these people. It's just something I won't forget.
All right, so my most memorable experience at Iona had to be coming into Iona. I didn't know what I particularly wanted to do. I always had interest in sports and like entertainment. I always wanted to get involved with the whole television industry, so I looked at the majors, and mass communication was most relevant to that. So I pursued going into Mass Comm, and I met a lot of great people who just helped me become a better person. Professor Mike Demergis was a great inspiration and mentor. Nadine Cosby. Metaxas was also a pretty good a mentor as well. I enjoyed his class. I would say I had a lot of memories on WICR particularly. I bounced around from many different radios. I started with Ian Sachs sophomore year, with him and Sean Edwards. Very funny show. A lot of memorable experiences on the air with that one. But then after that, I went on a show with one of my best friends, Anthony Carlo. Sports Just Cuz was great, great experience. Anthony was a great host, and I enjoyed going on that every day. Then eventually I went on a show with Jersey Joe on Entertainment Overload. We had a couple shows, very fun show as well. And then junior year came along, and Rob approached me about how he wanted to start a show and asked me to be his co-host. And Rob loved that show a lot. I mean, meeting Rob was a great experience as well. Became great friends with him. And and Terrence, that was Terrence's first show, and we all enjoyed doing that show every week. And we had a lot of fun with that. And I loved Iona, met some of my best friends here. Demergis is a great guy, and I'm gonna miss this place a lot. So thank you.
Oh boy, gotta take me back all the way to senior year of high school, applying for college. My brother came to Iona. I was very familiar with the campus. He used to take me to basketball games. I was around Iona all the time. And I applied, I knew I wanted to stay home, so I applied to a lot of local schools, including Iona, and got into all of them. And then I was, looking around. It seemed like a definite that I would come to Iona, but I wanted to weigh everything. Came for Accepted Students Day in middle of April, senior year of high school, 2012. There was a Mass Comm info session right in the theater room just down the hall, and I was there with my mom, and I said, this is pretty cool. We came in, looked at the TV studio, walked in front of the camera. When it was on, we got to see ourselves on TV. And I was like, you know what, Mom? This is where I'm gonna go. This is where I wanna go. This is home. I can't go anywhere else. So put down the deposit the following week. Came to school in August, went to the involvement fair, signed up for the Ionian. My brother was an editor on the Ionian, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll leave that to him. Decided, no, you know what? I want to go into sports media. I knew that's what I wanted to do coming into Iona. So I said, got to start somewhere, start with the Ionian. The day I walked into that office, I said to myself, my life is going to change. This is the rest of my life. I met a guy named Mike Ritz, sports editor of the Ionian. Introduced myself, said, I want to go into sports reporting. I did just that. Few weeks later, he says, there's a professor I want you to meet. His name is Mike Demerchis. I said, okay, sounds pretty cool, okay. He introduced me to him, and I was like, all right, and Mike asked me, what do I want to do? And I said, well, I want to do sports reporting. He said, okay. So he's like, you know what, come in sometime next week, you'll do a radio sportscast for me. It's like, all right, sure, fine, taking this on as an extracurricular, don't have to do this for anything. Put together a sportscast. I thought I did a pretty good job. Now keep in mind, this is Ian Sachs, 3 months into college, putting it together, no Mass Comm experience at all. And I spent a few hours cutting sound bites, doing a voiceover, put it all together, and I gave it to Mike, and I had to run to class next door. See him when I get out of class, he says, we need to talk a few things over. So I meet with him the next day, and he says, okay, you don't have any energy. You sound like you're reading. You stumbled a few times. It needs to get a lot better. Now, he wasn't exactly that nice, but we won't talk about that. The whole next week, I was saying to myself, I did that for fun. I thought it was really good. I took time out of my schedule to do that. So, and he was pretty, not exactly the nicest. I thought it was really good. I avoided him for a week. About a week later, something changed in my mentality, and I said, you know what do I know? This guy is a professor here. He's worked in the industry. Why not see what he has to say, listen to him, and take it from there? That was the best decision I've made in my entire life. Not just my 4 years at Iona, my entire life. I owe so much to that man, Mike Demerchis, to say that I went from that to work, kept doing sportscasts, finally got a radio show. I was like, wow, okay. He said, working the board is a lot. Pressing a few buttons here and there. I was freaking out before I started my first radio show. And then, started junior year, he says to me, how come I'm not getting any TV stuff? So I said, okay, you know what? I'll take the camera, I'll go to a soccer game. Now I'm not a soccer fan. I don't really know soccer that much. Of course, I know what a goal is. Iona's losing 2-1. It's a Saturday afternoon at Mazzella Field. I'm on the shoot all by myself. Iona's losing 2-1. The battery dies. About 10 minutes left in the game. So I go, oh man. First time I'm ever with a camera. So he gave me a second battery, but I didn't know how to change the battery. So I'm standing there fumbling around with the camera. Time's ticking away. Iona has the ball. They get a few shots on goal. They miss the shots, and I'm thinking to myself, thank God they missed these shots, because if they tie the game and I don't get the game-tying goal, he's going to murder me on Monday. Well, Iona didn't win the game. Finally figured out how to get the battery in and got the camera back working. Post-game, I interviewed Coach, and I forgot to press record. So luckily, I realized that with Coach standing right there. And now she's not exactly happy. They lost the game 2-1. And I said, do you mind if we do the interview once more? I forgot to hit record. She was gracious enough to say, sure, go for it. So okay, so I taped the interview, got it right this time. Then I taped my report, went to go edit it in Aragoni. Realized that I made a mistake when I was taping my stand-up. So I take all the equipment, walk back over to Mazzella Field. It's about 8 o'clock at night this time, the sun's setting. Tape my stand-up. Go back to Aragoni, edit it, finally get it all done. Show it to Mike on Monday, and he says, not bad. And I say to myself, wow, that is the greatest accomplishment I've ever received in my entire life. The fact that I went from that, and then less than 1 year later, Mike calls me up and he says, how would you like to cover the New York Jets for ESPN Radio Albany? I first said to him, I was like, no, yeah, no, probably not. He was like, no, seriously, I need an answer. I go, yes, there's no doubt about that. The experiences that I've gotten thanks to this man, Mike DeMurgis, and I've never taken a class with him. And I keep saying to people that he's the reason that I'm gonna get a job. And I fully believe that he's the reason that I'm gonna be going far, but it's not just him. It's the people in this room surrounding me. My family is here at Iona. And now I think back 4 years later, there's no way that I could have gone anywhere else. WICR, it is the epitome of the word family. I remember last year was when Anthony Carlo was graduating, a few days before he was graduating. Anthony, Joe, Rob, Armand, Ben, all of us were hanging out. And Anthony was saying, you know, I'm so upset you guys are still gonna be here next year, but you know, I'm graduating, I'm leaving you guys. Joe said, we're friends for life, Anthony. That's what WICR means to me. Friends for life.
Friends. Rob. The mic. And your makeup's so And my makeup is so flared. It is.
We're going back in.
If my makeup looks bad in this, you're not using this.
Actually, it stayed perfect.
Caitlin, you're crying.
I'm not crying, but love you.